Hello, Todd. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Let's try this again. Hey, Todd. Hey, just thought I'd talk to you alone for a minute. I figured out how to make it so that on YouTube, certain parts will only be shown to the specific person that I want it to be seen. So I just wanted to let you know that I've got some new ways to get away from this piece of crap that I don't know. It didn't seem to be able to hold the camera up enough, and I don't know, these things which I originally thought were good, just I don't know, kind of annoying. But anyways, I got this thing which you can affix it to places. It can affix to the side of the table, and you can kind of move it all around, and stuff. My only concern is, I don't. It might, give kind of a jiggly impression at times, and also, um, like, the camera's going to go in here, so being able to see and make sure I'm showing the right stuff could be a problem, but I don't know. We'll give it a try, see how it works, and then I also got this thing, which this is one I used before, but it was my daughter's, so I got my own, and this should work good. This is usually pretty sturdy, and the mechanism holds it pretty tight. So hopefully, hopefully a little better videography to come in the future, and won't have so many times where the camera is falling over. So, anyways, there you go. So, all right, Todd. So keep this between us. Nobody else knows this. Just thought I'd say hi and tell you about that. Hello, Nick. So hey, we're on to day two of the day of battle scenario of Montenotte. Let's go ahead and roll weather quick. Let's see, one roll, and this is the first turn, so it'll be -1. Here's our roll, a 3, so 2 at Montenotte. We've got fair weather again, so there we go. We'll see what happens. We're gonna probably have Bonaparte attacking down here against this guy in Carqueret, and the French will continue the assault, slamming the replacement leader up against the river before too long. All right, we are to the 9 a.m. turn. The weather was rolled, and a fog has rolled in. Let's get you caught up on things. So, took Napoleon 2 attempts to force his way into Carqueret. The Provera unit stood pretty good the first time, caused a two hex retreat the first time. Both Bonaparte and Argerot made their rolls, so that was a little scary for the French, but they were able to get through the next time. So now their goal will be to hopefully cut off the. Oh yeah, I forgot to do an attack. He was forced to attack their back, so I'll have to do that. Let's do it. I think there's what, 10 in here. They can't claim the. Oh, actually, you know what? This guy could not have advanced, so they will claim the chateau. And so that's going to double their strength. So 18. So 6 to 18. So he's a 1 to 3. And Napoleon shifts it even lower to a 1 to 4. Drop the Austrian dice. Let's go ahead and give a roll here. I'm using my new tripod that works better. So 1 to 4. Ooh, oh, 1. 1 is always good. At least as good as it can be on whatever table you are. So, yeah, some bad things on there. He'll take an attacker retreat. So, yeah, I guess he'll just go back there. And all right, so that would have been from last turn. So now what Bonaparte's going to want to do is probably pin him to destroy him. at least make it so that trace supply, he can make supply, which actually, you know what? This first turn, I was thinking that that those units up over there would still be out of supply, but now we can run if we cut from here, and we can get around and get through there. So I think they're gonna be in supply. I don't know if I had that on camera, but supply will come from here, can come up, come over, hit up here. It'll loop all around till it gets over here, and then boom, it's over here. Can trace all the way to there, and they're going to be in supply now. Pretty sure. I don't think you have to take main roads. I think you can basically take trails and roads, however it works, but it has to be on roads and trails. Let's see. This guy came on. I had forgotten about him until I had already made that initial attack, and I thought it'd be a little bad if I said, "Oh, come over here," since if I was going to have trouble, having him come around the other side would be cool. So I just sent his march order to be Ponte Invere. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but he's coming up there to reinforce his brethren. So the Austrians, the replacement leader on that first turn was able to bring 2 units back. They both succeeded, even though the corps was demoralized, and that took them out of demoralization. So they were back in fighting readiness. They also were very lucky. Their wagon was like over here, and it could just sneak supply in to keep everybody in supply. Well, that closed quickly. As you can see up here, the French bagged, I think, 3 units, artillery, 2 units, an artillery and a infantry. It was an exchange. It was big odds, and it rolled up an exchange. So they had to remove all their units, which was 4, and then the French had to take half. So, oh yeah, and I'll have to roll for those guys since it's a recovery turn. So they were back. They're not demoralized anymore, but they're starting to close back close to it. Unfortunately, the replacement leader was not able to get into command, and that screwed everybody. During the turn that he was reorganizing, everybody had to roll their own morale. They all failed. This unit had been coming up here. He had a march order to come all the way down to Cadell Isola a long time ago, and we'd just been blocking him so he couldn't go, and we wanted the replacement leader to get command to take him out of the march order, but never could get it. Finally, they just got to get on a dodge. They got to get across this river. The wagon is trying to come up over here to give a different supply base. So this guy came through, had an attack here at he was across the stream, so he was like at 7.5. It was a 1-2, I believe, and he got like a DR3 result, really bad. Decided to go across the ford. So now the French, since he was within 3 hexes when they used it, the French know about that ford. The other option would have been he would have had to come up here. There would have been some displacement because of stacking. This guy could have went here, or he could have went up there, but this would be bad because the French are going to take that next time, and then he would have to attack in. I don't know, maybe I should have went there, and the French wouldn't have known about that. But, they're going to be having access to these bridges up here before too long, so kind of dire straits here. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what Napoleon does, if he can get up to Dago and do anything, and just kind of excited to see, can the replacement leader ever get in command and get his people back? This guy's coming up here. He was a reinforcement. He's got a march order to go here, so he's gonna really be in some trouble when he gets there and sees that the French are probably already there. This guy had to do. That's what it was. That's why this guy got like such a AR3 result, because when he came up, and he came into zone of control here. Since he was in a march order, he had to attempt to repulse, and he wasn't a 5-to-1. So then he got this little repulse -2 columns. So it was like a 1-to-2, but then this made it a 1-to-4. So really bad. You got to be careful with those march orders, and don't go further than you think you could be, because if you run into a zone of control because your inept leader can't take you out of the march order, you're in trouble. So we're going to have fog now, no visibility, a little reduced movement points. So it should be interesting. Here's a pretty interesting situation. So this Kirpin was right there, and the French attacked him. What was that? 14-4. It was a 3-to-1. They rolled a 1, which caused a DR3. Now, well, hell, let's just recreate it. So, so these guys were like this. So DR3, he can't go this way. Got to go back. This displaces them because that would be overstacked for 1. Then, so this guy has to displace, which would overstack here. So this guy will displace. This guy will displace across the ford. This guy goes there for his second one. Now he's got one more hex to retreat. So, you know, here, if he's here, as the crow flies, that's only 2 hexes. However, it's not really closer to, you know, and now I'm kind of using ASL terminology type thinking. I've been watching a lot of ASL videos lately. Advanced Squad Leader Spotting Round. Love that guy playing Sassel and stuff. Anyways, so I mean, it seems like okay, that would be okay. However, it is taking him further away from a supply source. But I don't know. You know, sometimes it's just like, does it really hurt anything? So this guy will displace it there. This guy will displace it there. So really, the coalition was having such trouble getting anybody moving to get across the stream, and then they had a big retreat that pretty much solidified it for them. Does make it so. So that's another ford hex that they know about because it was within 3. It didn't say you have to have line of sight. So the French know about 2 ford hexes right now, but I don't know how that really helps them. But it did get them across the river. This guy could advance. Might as well. This guy went across the bridge here. When this guy shows up, he's going to have to try to attempt to repulse him, which will fail. And then he's going to have to throw that little repulse marker for the next combat, which will not be good. These guys are all out of supply. Their wagon is trying to get around there to them, so not looking good for the coalition. Got this artillery guy up here who's gonna be under his own initiative, trying to get up to there to take that supply hex. Just a mess for the coalition. That seems a little weird to me. You know, would one artillery unit be able to take control of a supply source? But couldn't find anything in the rules about it. Oh, this was interesting. So down here, last turn, Bonaparte, Provero was, where was he? I think he was, I don't know. Anyway, somewhere he was here. Took an attack. He had to, yeah, he was forced to make an attack, I think. Whatever. It was a turn ago, my brain. And he actually forced Bonaparte back again. So Bonaparte and Augereau had to make rolls, and they survived. But man, every time that happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, what would happen if Bonaparte is captured? Game over. Coalition pulls it out of the bag. So I don't know. This might be. I don't think with the fog. I don't think, and with this guy delaying him, I don't think Bonaparte's going to get up to Dago. So I don't know. After this combat here, we might just move on with our lives. All right. Oops. Coming in from the sky cam. Oh, is it gonna? There we go. Coming in from the sky cam. Hopefully, it doesn't shake too much. I do believe so. It is. heck, I don't even think I've really done anything since the last turn. I've just been kind of thinking. It's the 10 a.m. turn for the coalition, and I believe they're going to call a general retreat. Now, we're not using the cards. However, per the rules, once per game, you can call a general retreat, and I think it makes sense because the coalition has not been able to get consistent moving. They're down here in danger of being cut off. They're already out of supply. So, in the way I understand it, general retreat, they basically all have the order and they can just go. So it's like, I don't think they have to roll for command. They can just go. I think they're still in danger of being cut off, but at least we can get the wagon off, which will counteract, I think, the French taking control of one of the sources. The one thing I probably said something about this when I was talking about it in the other videos, but it says, you know, the VP reward. So the you get four VP for the baggage train, and then 1 VP for every 5 combat units exited. And the exception is the total number of VPs from exiting units, which I take as combat units, not the baggage train, may not exceed the total number of enemy combat units permanently eliminated, or what's the UAR? They're in the awaiting recovery or whatever. So right now the French have 1. So if that stayed that way, they could get 1 from exiting 5, which seems unlikely. I think the French will be able. They've got what? Well, I mean they'll have 2 more times, and if that unit doesn't recover, but anyways, but I think they're just going to run up here and maybe try to call off the general retreat if they're able to get a line up here, just to try to withstand the French. They just have to try to get around, and this will take this guy out of march order, the way I understand it, so he won't have to worry about getting pulverized trying to repulse this guy. The French aren't going to have any trouble with command, so they're always going to be able to go. And yeah, I think I probably almost should have called general retreat at the very beginning of the day. At least when the Austrians were, I think, probably more in this area, they could have just went through here and set up back here then. But lessons learned. But yeah, I think I actually found a use for the general retreat when it makes sense. However, you know, as an inexperienced commander, I realized it too late, and we'll see how bad it turns out for the coalition forces. We are at the noon turn. Weather has been rolled. It was fog again. So this, except for the possible last turn, we're going to be fog. Over here, Napoleon has continued to push Provero back. Trying a flanking maneuver now to get these guys around here. So next turn might be able to cut him off to eliminate him. So clear path. Whether it'll make a difference, who knows? I gotta get moving that out of the way. Over here, the general retreat has been ongoing. This artillery had to take the long way around. Take the road because of that stream, since I'm using that optional roll. Let's see, Cassé had pushed what's this guy? Let's Zenvi back 1 and followed up, and then in the subsequent combat he actually forced Cassé back. Moved the wagon down. That's going to put everybody into command, as long as, or not command, in supply, as long as somehow the French don't get out enough to cut it off. The only guy who's probably really in danger, if they were able to get somebody out here to divert it more, would be the reserve artillery. The replacement guy put up a decent sized force here to dissuade Cervoni from coming in, but who knows what'll happen. Pigeon he wants to come around here and use that to start flanking him. Still got Don Martin coming up. I'm not been having good luck rolling initiative for the First Division of Massena's Corps, because he's given La Harpe the main thing, and then which actually maybe he should switch that, since yeah, maybe I will put First Division into command, and then let La Harpe kind of fend for himself. And up there, the artillery failed. He's got 4 turns to get up there and take that supply source right there. So we'll see what happens there. But things are going. All right, we're at the 3 p.m. turn. It's the Austrian movement phase, really, but it's pretty much done. The last turn, it started raining. Prevero was able to get initiative the previous turn, and was able to get himself out of a situation where he could be surrounded and eliminated. So saved the day there for the Piedmontese unit. I think it's tough. If the way's not clear to begin with, I don't think Bonaparte's going to get up to Dago. I think unless somebody, from this side goes over there to take care of Prevero early on to make sure that he doesn't block the way, I think Bonaparte's going to have trouble. I had Prevero kind of moved out of the way enough that they could jet up, but it really wasn't going to, I don't think they would have even been able to really mount an attack. Over on this side, so there was so the general retreat was happening. The wagon train got off. Nobody else did. There was a Austrian unit here that these guys were able to cause a retreat on, and forcing off the board is the same as an elimination. So he went over into the reduced units area. On the Austrian side of the turn, it was recovery turn. He got recovery, and then they were a demoralized formation at that point because of that eliminated unit. And then the replacement leader did a reorganization, had to bring both units in under demoralization. They both were fine, and then that took the Austrian Corps gave him 7 points back. So they are not demoralized. This guy could have got off one, two, three, four. Could have got off, but you need to get 5 units off to get another point in. The French had no units in the eliminated area. So that's pretty much it. This guy, he never got initiative again once he left the command range. I should have probably threw Massena over there, because getting the supply source would have been some nice points. I think 4. So that kind of screwed up, and with the baggage train getting off, that's 4 points. So I mean, this looks like a French victory to me, but we'll see what that baggage train getting off did. All right, looking at the victory points, that artillery guy there who failed probably 3, 4, 5 initiatives, and I didn't prioritize getting Massena up there to give him command, or La Harpe to go up and roll for it, so that he could take that Austrian supply source. I cost the French the game. Here's how it boiled down. So the SPs eliminated. French had nobody eliminated, and that means eliminated. That means like remaining over here in the box. They had some people eliminated, but they brought them back. The Austrians had 10, so 10 to 14, you get 2 VP for the French. The French controlled Montenotte and Monteneggino for 5 total, and the coalition retained Dago for 4. We weren't using the cards. No enemy baggage trains were captured. For exited units, they were able to exit the baggage train, which is 4 VP. And I think exiting the baggage train is separate from the units, because right here, units exited 1 for every 5. You get 1 VP for every 5 exited, and that asterisk is combat units only. So the baggage is separate from that the units, and so that's 7 to 8, and a 1 to 1.14. The marginalist of victories for the coalition. It's, I mean, it's my own fault. I kind of messed up, not prioritizing taking that supply source. I think I got caught up thinking, like, I want to really bash these guys, and then I didn't do a very good orchestrated pursuit over there. But yeah, this kind of taught me that boy, that general retreat can have an effect on the game, and it certainly did with this one. Let alone if they would have called general retreat for the Piedmontese, and they would have got theirs off too. That would have been another 4. Of course, they would have probably. I guess since they weren't demoralized, they could have rolled initiative and kept these guys on the board, and then the baggage train just could have exited. I don't know, that stuff seems. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Being able to call a general retreat just to be able to get the points for your baggage train. That seems. I don't know. Seems like there should be a little more structure there, or maybe I'm missing something. But there you go. This was enjoyable. I pretty much tore through this in two sessions. I don't know, hour total. I don't know. Off and on. With breaks, I'm doing this. I don't know, 3 hours each day, maybe less. Probably shouldn't even be that much. I'm still looking at rules to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Didn't have to worry a whole lot about line of sight so far on this map, just because of the closeness of the terrain. So really, bombardments were. I don't even think I did a 1. Plus, with the weather always seeming to do something to affect that. I didn't really have much of a chance for that. Only the French had an artillery, or not artillery, a cavalry unit. So not really any cavalry charges to speak of. Plus, it was light cav. That's definitely a point of the game that I need to learn better and get how to use those cavalry charges. But as we explore this and go through it, I think hopefully I'll be able to help myself learn those rules better, and when they come into being. Napoleon pretty much a non-factor, coming in on the last day and having to clear out Carqueret himself. Just didn't leave enough time, and had basically 2 setbacks. The first attempt at taking the city, and then another time Provera pushed him back. So really it became just a point of, hey, let's surround him and destroy him. That would have, if they could have destroyed him, that would have pushed them in. They would have got another VP, and still it would have been 1-1, and they would have lost. But a little better showing, I guess it would have been. So there you go. Yeah, I guess if a general retreat is called against you, make sure that you can capitalize on that. Push them hard, and take that supply source. I'm gonna have to read a little more. I thought I had read over it, but I need to read about the general retreat again. I think I played it pretty much. I mean, I was trying to retreat the Austrians the whole time during it. I know you can roll if you're a non-demoralized corps, and if you can roll initiative, you don't have to take part in it. I almost think that, if you do that, that should only be, you get one chance at it, would be my thing. But I don't think that's in the rules. So as I play more, I'll become more familiar with this stuff. And yeah, I think I'm actually very tempted to just go straight into Dago. I'm enjoying this. It's on the table. I know previously I was, saying like, this has been on the table too long. I need to get to something else. But I've been staring at this same map for a while, so I'm thinking, Dago, I could just get through, and then the next time that I come back, it would be on a different map, I believe. And plus, the Dago game is only 13 turns, so that wouldn't take me very long at all. Let's see, and then the next, I guess I could be showing you rather than just having you staring at the board. So there's Dago, 15th of April, which, currently, this is the 13th of April, so this is 2 days later that this starts. Basically a whole day of action. Ooh, and this is a difference. The coalition player goes first, so that's interesting. And then the next one is the Battle of San Michel. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, so this uses the West map. So I'm really thinking, yeah, I want to just do Dago and get through that quick. And then I'll Scout's Honor, even though I wasn't a Boy Scout. I'll pack it up and I'll play something else before coming back. But I'm really enjoying these. So after I get Dago, when I do come back, it'll be San Michel, Mondovi, and then Seva. Not gonna re-rack and play the campaign game. So yeah, there you go. I think the day of battle you can really tear through, especially if you don't use the cards. Though the cards are fun and interesting, but I think I'll probably play Dago without the cards again, just so I can get through it. And it does kind of take a little bit off of your thought patterns, not needing to consider what cards you want to play and that. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. I'll shut up now, quit rambling, and we'll see y'all next time.